Jim Relles of Relles Florist. I think of them as being an institution in Sacramento. So why we're doing this is because I want you to get to know Jim a little bit. They're an old established family in Sacramento, have a great history. And the theory behind these hangouts is that we like to do business with people that we enjoy. And I think you'll enjoy Jim a lot. So welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Michael.
So you were a little hesitant at first. How are you feeling so far?
Oh, I'm feeling really good now. This is wonderful.
Your 15 minutes of fame, huh?
Yes.
So, as I said, this is really just a chat. It isn't anything frightening at all. Just two friends chatting to get to know each other a little bit better. Me to get to know you a little better.
Very nice.
Our viewers can get to know you better. So, tell me a little about your family. I know your family's been here a long time, right?
Well, our family's been in the Sacramento area since about 1940. No, scratch. When did our family? Oh, you didn't. I didn't know you were going to ask me about my family when they came here. They must have come here about 1925. They came to the Sacramento area.
Where did they come from?
Well, the family originated in Sicily, came via Chicago to San Jose area to Sacramento.
Okay. And how long has Relles Florist been in business?
We've been in business 67 years. My father, my dad, Ross Relles Sr., started the business 1946 in the Midtown area, 2320 J Street, and we've had 4 locations in the Sacramento Midtown area since then.
So you've lived in Sacramento then all of your life, is that right?
I was born in Sacramento in 1947, yes.
Have you ever moved anywhere else?
Never moved out of Sacramento. Went to all public schools here in Sacramento and to the community college and to Sacramento State College. Married my high school sweetheart from high school, who I met when I was a junior, and we got married in 1969 when we were both finishing. She was finishing college and I had 1 more year to go, and I graduated in 1970.
And what high school did you go to?
McClatchy High School.
McClatchy. You guys really have been here. So you've seen a lot of changes in Sacramento.
Yes.
How are you feeling about well, it's kind of taking off right now, isn't it? It feels like it is. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah, it's growing. It's constantly, I mean, it's been growing for a long time, and now it seems like we've got another wave of expansion going on with the downtown, the arc, the arena coming in. Midtown, where we've been located, our 67 years, has always been a vibrant area. It's gone through some different stages, but we've always considered it a real great area to be in, and I think it's even better. It's gotten better with all the new restaurants and all the things that are going on here in Midtown, and then, of course, around the Sacramento area.
I agree. It feels like things are getting better and getting growing again. We're back on track again, I think.
Yes, I think since the recession started 2008, I think things are starting to come out of it, and it's a pretty exciting time to be in Sacramento and to be doing business here.
I agree. So when you're not doing business, what do you like to do? You have hobbies?
Hobbies, I like to play golf. I like to work in the garden. I like to plant flowers. We ripped out our backyard last year, and then over this actually we ripped it out last year, last July, and then I started fixing it all up with some help from some different contractors, and have planted a whole flower bed and lots of native plants, annuals and perennials in the whole yard. So there's no grass anymore in our backyard.
So what, you don't have enough flowers where you work?
Pardon me?
You don't have enough flowers where you work?
No, I don't grow any flowers for where I work, but I just I've always enjoyed uh, my Italian heritage, I guess. My grandfather always had a garden, and it rubbed off on me, and now my kids enjoy gardening, but I've always enjoyed gardening and having flowers and vegetables in the yard.
Sorry about that. My phone, of course, decided to ring right as we start on our talk. So, all right, let's get back to your hobbies a little bit. I don't think you mentioned skiing. As I recall, you used to be a pretty avid skier. Is that right?
Well, I used to ski. I had, in the last 2.5 years, I had 4 surgeries, 2 hips and 2 knees. So I don't know if I'm going to get back to skiing. But golf, travel, I'm hoping to get maybe into hiking again. Once, now it's almost been a year since my last surgery, so I'm able at least to move around. I think I'm going to be sore all my life in certain body parts, but I think I'll still be able to do activities. Like I said, I'm playing golf again for the first time after 2.5 years, and able to work in the yard and do a lot of things like that.
Well, that's good. I know after a certain age, it seems we just have to get used to pain, don't we?
Yes.
There's always some kind of pain. The nice thing is, I've learned, at least for me, they come, but they almost as quickly go away. I hope that'll be true for a long time.
Yes, I hope so.
So,
Better.
what did you major in college?
I had a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Resources with a business minor.
And then did you go right into the family business, or have you done other things also?
No, I worked for the county parks department for a year, and then I came back to go. Well, I quit that. We traveled around the United States for 2.5 months, and then I came back to get my master's degree in recreation from Sac State, and I was working at the flower shop at the same time. And that was August 1971, and then unfortunately, our father died of a massive heart attack in January of 1972. I was with him at the flower shop when he passed away. So my brothers, well, that was 1 month before, he died January 15th, almost 1 month to the day before Valentine's, the biggest day in the flower shop history. And so we just got everything together. The whole family helped, and we got past Valentine's Day. It was very successful. We also did an event, which they don't do anymore. It's called the Mercy Guild Headdress Ball. Mercy Guild are the volunteers with Mercy Hospitals, and they used to have, in association with the Camellia Festival, they would have a big fundraiser gala called the Headdress Ball. And volunteers of Mercy Hospital, they would choose like 10 volunteers, and they had headdresses for them. It was quite an event. You would get 1,000 people out to the event. And that was like January 30th. So 15 days after my dad died. And we participated just to go do it. And then shortly after, the models and came down the runway, and that we all left the dinner. But we at least came and fulfilled his obligation, and he always enjoyed doing it and was very proud to be associated with the Camellia Festival. So we helped him with that. And then after Valentine's, we decided, the brothers got together, and what are we going to do? We're going to keep the business going. And we decided to do it. And Tom, my brother Tom, came into the business. My sister Joanne and my mother helped. And different family members, and we just started working hard since 1972.
That's really a great story because the reality is that most businesses fail within the first 4 or 5 years. And you guys have really stuck it out through all kinds of economies. And it sounds like the key to that was family. Would that be fair?
Well, family, and then, and that's one great thing we have here. I mean, in Sacramento, we're talking about family. My dad was one of 7 siblings. So, and all my aunts and uncles lived here in Sacramento. All of them worked except one, and she worked in the Bay Area, and everybody else worked here. And family, and then working with the staff and trying new things and going to schools, seminars for the floral industry and business to keep trying new things and keep learning.
Well, that's one of the things I've always admired about you the years I've known you is I don't know that I would say you're a geek. I consider myself more of a geek, but I do think it's pretty cool that you're trying to stay on top of Facebook and email and Google Plus and the various opportunities now because you seem to really like growing your business and staying on top of things.
Well, I mean, you have to keep, for all generations, not just this time period, but all businesses throughout history have always had to make changes in order to survive. You know, there is the other saying, if you have to keep growing or else you're going to wither. And that's the same case as today. From trying all the new things and having people help you as far as with Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn,
Google Plus.
now Google Plus and Google Hangouts, and all those different things, and they're all part of the new generation of business.
But what's impressive, Jim, and I really mean this, is that you're doing it. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't know that stuff. Oh, I'm too old to learn. Oh, I don't care about it." And you're saying, "No, these are valuable tools, and I'm going to make them happen." And I mean, imagine what you and I are doing now. We're talking as if we have our own TV studio, and it really, I think the setup was pretty easy. How about you?
Yes, it was fairly easy to set up. Yes.
Yeah. This is such a great marketing tool for you. I've told you before, my goal is to get you using these tools to communicate and let your customers communicate with you. That's the amazing thing I think about a Hangout. It's not just you talking to them, it's them talking to you also.
Yeah.
Really.
And the new things we're going to try, I mean, we're trying is like called DIY, the do-it-yourself.
Yeah.
And so I could see where you could use this in the DIYs for the classes. We're doing wedding parties, but then we're also doing classes in the store, inviting the public in and going to do classes on all kinds of things, and maybe even art classes besides flower related and flower design. So even having art classes here. But I think I want to keep them more related to the arts and the floral design and plants and things like that.
We're not going to do. I didn't know you were planning on doing that. I mean, I did about the plants and the like do-it-yourself wedding, but I didn't know about the when you. So you're saying paintings then, right? When you say
well,
art,
I mean, different instructors come in and offer it to the public to come in and learn from different people too. So not just our own business type things, but really open it up to the public.
I love that. We're pretty close to the end of when we should stop probably, although I think I could talk forever with you. One of the things I want to know is, business from my perspective is always about people. What is about your business that connects you with people? And is that true for your business?
Oh, definitely. Relationships with other businesses, but also relationships with your customers.
I'm sorry.
With your customers,
okay.
With the consumer. You have to, work real hard to have the trust of the consumers and making and having a excellent product and excellent service for your customers, and making them want to use your business. There's too many choices nowadays. The people with the internet, there are so many choices and things, but you want to make your business a pleasant experience and make it really a happy experience, that it's enjoyable, that they want to do business with you.
Yeah, and I think Relles Florist has accomplished that. I mean, it's just hard for me to imagine you having a business, not 1, 2, 3, but decades of business, and you've maintained and you've grown. I find that very admirable, and as you know, it's very unusual.
Yeah, it is unusual. You're right. There isn't a lot of businesses over 40 years old, and it is challenging, but it's also real exciting.
I'm glad you feel that way. And I think we've got to wrap it up now because we don't want people to
Don't get bored with us.
watching us, do we?
No, we don't.
Is there anything you want to add, Jim?
Well, I think just, one thing about flowers is they do make people happy. They do make your workplace happy, and they, just bring a lot of joy to people, and that makes it maybe an easier to keep the business going, because you do so much for the consumer, and you enjoy what they get out of the product.
And I think with Relles, a company that's been around as long as you guys have, you know what flowers for what occasion, for what mood, what emotion. That's really a very powerful and positive message too for people to remember. You're not just going into a grocery store and grabbing whatever looks pretty, but you're really making sure that flowers match and say what you want to express.
We try real hard to do that. Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Jim, for your time. Let's do a shameless plug. What's your phone number?
The phone number is 916-441-1478.
And your
RellesFlorist.com.
Simple enough. Well, is there anything before we sign off, Jim?
No, I think that's good. It's been a very pleasant experience.
I'm glad you think so. And thank you very much for spending a little time with us. And I hope people agree with me that you're a pretty likable guy.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome, Jim.